show our love to Ben, even though he's not here, and to raise as much money for him as we can. So thank you guys so much. Um, Also, there's one more thing. I want to talk a little bit about my brother's journey through cancer. But before I do that, he made it very clear to me that he wanted me, for him, to say thank you to two very fine gentlemen that are sitting here today with us. If it weren't for them, my brother would not be in the position that he is in today. They have went above and beyond, bent over backwards for him, and in terms of what men are capable of, they have helped him keep his feet on the ground. So I'm really sorry to call you guys out like this. They don't know what's coming, but my brother told me to, and what my brother says goes. So Brett and Greg, I don't know if Brett's here, but Greg, can you please stand up, and everybody please clap for them, because they're awesome. Okay, now, in terms of what God is capable of, I'm going to tell you guys just a little bit about my brother and his journey through cancer, and I'm really sorry if I start to cry. I'm really emotional. Well, my brother, number one, is just an awesome man, and I know that a lot of you guys know that. And there's some people here that don't even know him and have never met him, but you're here, and that means the world to us. It means the world to him. He's just the most genuine person you would ever meet. Nothing about him is fake. Nothing about him is forced. He's just Ben, and everybody knows that. Everybody loves him. And it was about June last summer. He started coughing up blood, and that happened for about 2 weeks. And finally, he went to his doctor, and the doctor said, "Well, you have a broken blood vessel," so they prescribed him steroids. Well, it persisted, so after a couple of days, it just got worse, and he finally went to the emergency room. And there they gave him an MRI or a CAT scan, not sure which one. But anyways, that's where they found that he had masses on his liver, on his lungs, and he had a massive tumor on his chest. That's a day we'll never forget. It just flipped the world upside down. Cancer is just so nasty. But through it all, when we first found out, and I know that there's so many people here, there might be people here that have survived cancer. There might be people here that have lost someone to cancer and know somebody that's going through it right now, and you know how difficult it is. One thing, though, is that when we first found out my brother had cancer, it just totally flipped our worlds upside down, but shortly after that, God just came and He rescued us, and He just carried us in the palm of His hand. And one blessing I will say that this cancer has given us, look at all of us sitting here together right now. Look at the unity, look at how it's brought everybody together, and it's all for my brother, and this is awesome. Well, when my brother got diagnosed with cancer, he was about 2 days from dying. They said that if he would have waited any longer, the tumor on his chest would have exploded, and no matter where he would have been, he could have been sleeping, driving his car, walking down the road, he would have just dropped dead. So God had the timing on that one just perfect, and we're thankful to Him for that. He was in the hospital about the first 2 weeks that he was there. He was in the normal floors, and then all of a sudden, really in a big hurry, the nurses were rushing him upstairs, and he noticed that one of the nurses were crying, and he didn't know why she was crying, but he would find out the next day. Anyways, that night they rushed him up to the ICU, and the next day, this nurse that was crying came back up the stairs to see how he was doing, and she asked him, "Why were you crying?" And she said, "Because we didn't think that you were going to make it through the night." He had just his heart, his blood pressure was just so bad. He developed a sepsis infection, which is very deadly, especially to somebody who already doesn't have an immune system. But let me tell you what, God healed him in 3 days. And that's something that can take months sometimes. And I could just go on forever, but what I can tell you right now is that God is our healer, and I don't know if you guys know that, but He has just carried my brother in the palm of His hand. And I know that my brother has, for a long time, he used to be on fire for God, and he lived for God with everything that he had in him. And there was a time where he walked away, and this whole experience, I can say, has opened his eyes again and has showed him behalf of my mother who couldn't be here today because this is just a lot for her emotionally, and you can see I'm like choking back tears too. So this is Lynn Wagner. And also, before she starts, we're going to have more festivities through the night. The silent auction will be closing about 9 o'clock, and the raffle will happen about 8 or so. So I hope that you guys all stay